components of a Python shell. Okay, various components of a Python shell. The next topic is the character set. Okay, character sets. As the name suggests, characters. All the characters forms the character sets. Okay, tokens are the characters. Okay, characters that are included for writing a programs. Okay, so all the characters are grouped into symbols called tokens. Okay, all the characters, all the components that are needed for framing a program, for writing a statement in a program, all the characters, all the components are formed as, togetherly called as tokens, or they are grouped into symbols called as tokens. Okay, so all the components in a program, for writing a program we have to write multiple statements. Okay, or each and every components that are included in a statement forms a token. Okay, so that's the token that forms or frames a program. Okay, program, for framing a program we need different types of tokens. Okay, so there are mainly 5 different types of tokens. Okay, there are mainly 5 different types of tokens. Okay, first one is the keyword, second one is the identifier, third one is the punctuator, then fourth one is the operator, and fifth one is the literals. Okay, these are the 5 different types of tokens which are used for framing a program. Okay, these 5 different types of tokens frames the program. First one we will discuss about the keyword. Okay, keyword is the first type of token which we are going to discuss. And keywords are the reserved words. They are the reserved words which are used in the programming. They are the reserved words. Actually, the keywords are also called reserved words, and these words have a specified meaning. Okay, keywords will be having a specified meaning which is given by the interpreter. So these keywords are defined by the interpreter. Okay, they have a specified meaning to the interpreter. So these cannot be used for any other purpose. Okay, so keywords are reserved for particular purpose. For example, print. Print is a keyword. Okay, print is a keyword which has a definite meaning by the interpreter. That is, this print keyword is used for printing purpose. Okay, so these keywords will be having a definite meaning, okay, by the interpreter. So this cannot be used for any other purpose like naming of a variable, functions, etc. Okay, so these are keywords are having a specified meaning. Okay, they are case sensitive also. Okay, this print is having small letter. The keyword print is having all the small letters. Okay, so this is different from this word. Okay, this print is different from this print. This is a keyword, this is just a name. Okay, this is just a variable name or a function name. So they both are different. So keywords are case sensitive. Okay, so a keyword should be given as such. Okay, keyword should be given as such, only then the interpreter can assign definite specified meaning to that keyword. Okay, so these are reserved words which cannot be used in any other purpose. Okay, which is cannot be used by naming or any other purpose in the program. Next one is the identifiers. Okay, next one is the second one is the identifiers. Okay, identifiers are the names. Okay, names that are used to identify variables. Okay, variables. For more about variables will be discussed later. Okay, just now understood that for storing a value, okay, we have to get input from the user. Okay, for doing some calculation we need input from user. For all the programs that we are writing we need input from the user. We have to store that input into the memory. Okay, only then we can in the program we can do that calculation. So getting input from a user should be stored in the memory. So we need names for identifying variables. Okay, that names are called as identifiers. Okay, identifiers are the names of variables, functions and other components in the program. Okay, so these names, okay, these names are defined by the user. You can name that name. Okay, you can define that name, you can give the name as you like. Okay, so identifiers are the names that are used for identifying a variable, a function and other components in the program. Okay, users are defining that name. Okay, users you have to follow some rules. Okay, users have to follow some rule while naming of any function, variables or other components. When we are defining a name, we have to follow certain rules. Okay, now let's discuss what are the rules for naming a variable, functions or other components, that is identifiers. Okay, now let's discuss the various rules. Okay, first rule is that we should begin, okay, begin with an uppercase or a lowercase letter or an underscore. Okay, so when we are writing an identifier, it should begin with either small letter, okay, otherwise capital letter, or it can also begin with an underscore. Okay, ABC, BAC, ABC. Okay, it can either begin with an small letter. Okay, it can either begin with a lowercase letter, it can otherwise begin with a capital letter, or it can begin with underscore. Okay, that's the first rule. And the second rule is that this first letter can be followed by any other characters. We can use any other characters after these small letter, capital letter or underscore. Okay, we can use any characters can be used, numbers can be used, alphabets can be used, alphanumeric characters can be used, anything can be, any of the symbols can be used, or anything can be used after this. Okay, after this. Okay, and the third rule is that we cannot use digit as the first or the starting letter. Okay, this is an invalid for ABC. This is an invalid. This is an invalid identifier. So we can use either a small letter, otherwise capital letter, or an underscore as the starting letter. It cannot use any digits as the starting letters. Okay, this identifier's length can be any. Okay, any length identifiers can be used. Okay, but it is convenient for us to use the short names. Okay, when we are giving a name to a variable, we usually use small or short names. Okay, for naming, for easy understanding and also for remembering the words, we use short or small names. Okay, then the next rule is that it should not be a keyword. Okay, we have learned about the reserved words. Okay, keywords. Okay, many keywords are there, that is true, false, break, continue, if, else, all these are keywords. Okay, there are many keywords and we cannot use any keywords as the identifiers. Okay, keywords cannot be used as the identifiers, and these symbols cannot, special character symbols cannot be used while writing or while giving a name to a variable. Okay, these symbols, exclamation, at the rate of, hash, dollar sign, percentage symbol, all these symbols cannot be used while naming a variable. Okay, so hash BC, this is not a valid username. This is not a valid identifier. Okay, this is not a valid identifier. So these are the important rules. Just remember that when we are naming a variable, it should either begin with small letter, capital letter or underscore. Underscore can be used at any places. No other symbols are used while naming. These symbols are not used while naming a variable. Then it can be of any length. Also remember that we should not begin with a digit. Okay, let's consider an example. Okay, we have to find the area of a rectangle. Okay, so we need to get length and breadth for finding the area. Okay, when we are getting input from the user, okay, we have to store the first value. Okay, when the user is inputting the length, we have to store that in a particular variable. Okay, so we use an identifier for naming the variable. Okay, so we use length. Okay, length is the first variable we are using for assigning the length of the rectangle. Okay, length equal to 5. Okay, and again we need another variable for getting for storing the breadth of the rectangle. Okay, so we are using another variable. Okay, when we are naming a variable, we can give, as I have already said, we can give any names, but remember that these names should be related to the program. Okay, when we are giving length, when the input is stored, input is to be stored, we give the length as the name. When for reading the breadth, we give breadth. We can give A, B, C, what all name we like, but it is convenient for us to use these types of names. Okay, these names which are related to the program. Okay, so that easily we can understood what it is for. Okay, and after that we have to find area. We have to length into breadth is the area. Okay, so for storing the result also we need another variable. Okay, we can use the name area for finding the product of length and breadth and store it in the area. Okay, so these are the different types of rules, okay, that are used for naming a variable, functions or other components in the program. Okay.